We all have the same condition. It's called life. For me, it means being a gay man and an addict in recovery, and sometimes a drag queen, and dealing with aging and sex, and being a friend, and finding happiness, and doing it all while living with HIV for the last 25 years. This much I've learned. Life definitely has side effects. I'm Mark S. King, and this is my fabulous disease.
Hey, it's Mark. You know, you'd think that all I do is run around at conferences, because that's all I've been doing lately is telling you about the conferences, but it's conference season. What can I say? It's like, you know, the Oscar season. But anyway, this is the United States Conference on AIDS. And what's cool about the U.S. Conference on AIDS is it's been around for almost 15 years. It's sponsored by NMAC, the National Minority AIDS Council. And what they do is they get all the people that are working in HIV at local organizations, health departments, AIDS service organizations, and help us polish up our skills so we learn how to serve our communities better, okay? It's also really important because NMAC gives us all an opportunity to hang out together, you know, to talk to the other guys that are working with African American women or with gay men, and so that we can all just kind of support one another. So it's a great family feel, and it's a great time. Well, we're busy because we're going to go to a workshop on stigma. We're going to go to a workshop about blogging, which is what I do. And we also have a special guest, Jack Mackenroth. You might know that name. He's that guy from Project Runway, the good-looking gay guy. Anyway, he's here because he's a big HIV advocate now, and we're going to talk to him. So we better get busy.
This survey is not the stigma.
My first stop was an institute on the HIV Stigma Index. That's a new project that attempts to quantify the effects of stigma on those with HIV. It's amazing and sad that people in our country will seek services in another county because they're afraid of being recognized or never get tested at all. I asked some of my fellow attendees to help me define stigma and what the solution might be.
I think stigma is prejudice. I think it's also associated with shame.
Sometimes it's the way you feel about yourself because you have a virus that is considered such a taboo. Sometimes it's in the form of laws that discriminate against you because you're HIV positive.
Prevent people who are in need of service from attempting to access those services.
Every person should have, you know, equal human rights and be treated with dignity.
And it creates a negative self-image.
We deserve it.
They feel like they do have something to be ashamed about. They can't explore all of their full potential.
I think the best way is to speak out, to educate.
Talk about it.
Saying AIDS, actually being able to say it, I'm HIV positive, I have AIDS.
I'm just like everybody else. I'm a mom and I am your neighbor. We treat individuals differently, whether we want to admit it or not.
I've begun measuring AIDS conferences by the quality of the protests. During the luncheon, there was a protest advocating that the funding crisis for the AIDS Drug Assistance Program be resolved. I gave them an A. They were loud, they had a clear message, and then they shut up and let us eat. For the luncheon entertainment, a choir sang about making your move against HIV, and I got to be one of the people that sprang from the audience in special t-shirts to dance around. That's me, busting a move. In the exhibit hall, I visited Living Positive by Design, a program funded by Merck. It's led by Jack Mackenroth, the guy from Project Runway and All Around Hottie. Jack helped me create a square for the Names Project quilt panel that the program is producing from the conference.
Would you like to show off your panel?
Well, mine is like
back home?
Yeah, mine is. This is one I did. That's like my little Living Positive by Design logo.
That's really sweet, but the rest of it looks kind of like you're just drafting. It looks like Tim Gunn has not come in yet and started to, you know,
and get in my video.
You are not making this work
and critique my work. I will cut you.
Okay, I've started with myself. I just want you to know.
No, I know that's how it started.
I've started with an image of me. Okay, so
you really can't go wrong.
I
think it's done. I think it's finished.
Just stop it right now.
Just you.
Why don't I just put some silver, some stars? So this isn't egotistical at all.
No, just lots of stars and you and
me.
AIDS. There you go. You're done.
See this?
Okay.
Okay, I didn't have this a year ago.
Well, you're old now.
Well, actually, I am. Thank you. I'm 49. Is this hiding my gut?
They also have Spanx for men now.
Stop.
They swear to God.
You know what I wear? Padded butt panties. I wear them. Not right now, but sometimes if I'm going to be around a lot of other people, I'll put on the padded butt panties because I want to feel confident.
Okay.
I'm going to finish this up.
Okay.
Just take a second.
I'll give you an hour.
And then I want to go talk specifically about the program you're doing.
Okay. Okay, glue away.
I'm going to put some gold on.
We'll see you in like an hour and a half when he's done gluing.
Yeah. Here's my piano. This was all Jack's idea.
Oh, I am not taking credit for that. It's great.
All right, tell me about Living Positive by Design. What is it?
Well, basically, like you said, it's this great program with Merck. It's the HIV education campaign, which I love because it is speaking to HIV positive people, which there's a lot of prevention programs which we know are very important. Right. Like both of us, HIV positive. So it's really about being visible, being verbal, doing interviews like this, talking about it, and fighting the stigma through just having people say, look, I'm an HIV positive person, you're an HIV positive person, like, let's not have a moral judgment on HIV. And then, you know, beyond that, it's really about advocating that HIV positive people have a really good relationship with their physician and get on medication that is, minimizes side effects, and we all want to be undetectable.
There was a great speech today by a guy who was talking about, we don't want to just treat you when you're sick, let's treat you when you're healthy so you never get sick.
Right.
You know, let's make you undetectable sooner.
Right. Every individual you're diagnosed as HIV positive, you should immediately, you know, find a physician that you feel comfortable speaking openly with, and then proceed from there and decide what the best course of action is and the best course of treatment.
I've had my bumps in the road, but not many.
Right.
You know, how are you at managing side effects? You good?
Well, I for some reason in this weird anomaly, I'm very lucky. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. But I just think that needs to be a dialogue that everyone needs to have with their doctor. And like, there's can be side effects on one thing, and then you move to another. And there's the good thing now, I think, is that it's so different than when I was diagnosed, is that there's options.
Something that has come up at the conference a lot that I've noticed is stigma.
Right.
There, people talk about, you know, in the olden days there used to be a lot of stigma, but it seems to be creeping back into our culture again.
The treatment's better. So we live longer, you can look normal, whatever that means, so you can kind of be in the closet about it. And I think a lot of people that are, you know, it's much more comfortable to not talk about it. Be vocal. Like, it's not comfortable, it's not always fun, you might be judged, people are going to make assumptions about you, but, you know, be strong enough to, like, hopefully follow my example, follow your example, be vocal about it, because it helps everyone. Okay, this has all been lots of fun. You've been very nice. I know, yeah.
But now I want you to go through the exhibit hall with me and like make fun of people's clothes.
Okay.
Or like what they're wearing, or just, you know, give them advice. Can we do that?
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. I'm scared of you, but I'll be happy to do that with you.
Thanks. Okay.
And then it struck me. We both care about fashion. We're both positive. Neither one of us have side effects. We can both use a glue gun. You know what I mean. Hi, this is Mark and Jack. We can't come to the phone right now, but please leave a message. Of course, after a while, he'd grow distant, and I'd get resentful. He'd say he needed space, and I'd get sick of his crap and take the dog, and we'd stop speaking. God, I hate him. Oh well. Thanks for watching, and please be well.